if you guys have been following me for a while, alright, some of you guys might be new. I have another channel called GuitarRock ZZZ, which right now I'm playing a lot of Zenless Zone Zero, right? It's mostly just Zenless Zone Zero stuff right there. But of course, before Zenless Zone Zero, I also play AFK Journey, as you can see right here. And before that, I played this game called Black Clover M. Alright, everybody's favorite game. So when was that? Let me see. I'm kind of curious. When the game first came out, so it's somewhere around here, 1 year ago. Alright, so I make all of these videos here of the guides of the Black Clover mobile, and I definitely do have fun playing the game. As you can see, I make a lot of videos, right? So this is 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36. I made a lot of videos, right? I actually do play a lot, right? Went all in with that particular game, definitely enjoyed it. But there's a little bit of sad news today. Today they announced that the Black Clover M team will be shutting down EOS. Okay, so it can be a little bit disheartening. So I was greeted with not just one EOS, but 3 EOS, right? Nikke Solores, EOS, DanMachi, potentially EOS, lots of EOS. But let's talk about this one first. Alright? It's very important. So let's see the message. Let's see what they have to say. So greetings from the Black Clover M team. Today, we share some difficult news with our loyal fans who have supported us with engagement, love, passionate criticism that helped shape this game. Very, very interesting, right? With a heavy heart, we are announcing the closure of Black Clover M, Rise of the Wizard King on August 21st, 2025. Okay, so that's going to be a little bit unfortunate. It's difficult to create a new game, but even more heartbreaking to end one. As we prepare this message, we reflect on a journey filled with excitement, doubt, joy, challenges, and most of all, the dedication and hard work that came to life when we share it with you. We deeply appreciate your dedication and passion for Black Clover M. Thank you for being an integral part of this journey. Thank you for fueling that journey in the midst of chaos and pressure. We sometimes lost sight, but you reminded us why we do this, to create unforgettable memories together. Though this adventure didn't last as long as we'd hoped, those memories were made with you and we'll always treasure them. Lastly, our final update will arrive on June 26th. Alright, they still have one last update before EOS. It will include content inspired by the Black Clover Sword of the Wizard King, along with a special event and 2 important majors. We invite everyone to join us in these final moments and mark the last chapter off with us. We hope this game has brought you joy. Thank you for being part of something truly special. So yeah, you can see right here, the game literally shut down, right? It's shutting down and it's announced to basically end. Now they also have a JP variant. I have no idea what will happen to the JP variant, but as far as I know, this is going to be an English only, right? So let me check, right? Black Clover. So you're saying the last character released before the EOS was a fat dude. Where is it? So this was the last character release. Fat dude. Oh my goodness. So is that why they didn't earn money? Nobody pulling for fat dude. Okay. Oh man. Yeah, I saw this. I know who this guy was. Guys, sometimes you gotta have fat dudes, alright? So you gotta have fat dudes sometimes. You cannot just have everyone good looking. Fat characters need to exist. But I guess in gacha it's a bit complicated, right? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Damn, is he cool or not, guys? Scrumptious. So this was the last banner release. Yeah, both global and JP EOS. Even JP as well. It's a little bit upsetting, right? So Tribe 9 is here, and EOS, right? So Black Clover M combined. Combined means we have the JP server and we have the global server. If a IP is only getting 80,000, 60,000, 69,000, right? Then of course that's just how it is, right? So you can see right here, Black Clover M for the global one, Android, so it is going to be 20,000. That's how much it's earning. All right. For the iOS, it's earning 40,000. And then the JP one is earning even less. What the heck is happening? 8,000, 1,000, 1,000. Okay. So here's the thing, right? The problem is also a lot of these games are very expensive, right? Server costs. Like, I think server cost itself is going to cost like tens to 20s of thousands, right? I've read in a gacha game interview before, server cost for a small game can cost up to 20 to 30,000 US dollars. So that alone is going to be very expensive. It's just, you can't sustain it, right? You cannot sustain this. This is not a sustainable business model, right? You have to make money. If you're not making money, you shut down, right? And you make a new game. How is Higan still surviving? Higan is bleeding money, right? Just because a game is surviving doesn't mean it's earning money. So we all know Higan is not earning money. Higan is not earning any money. You know, I know, everybody knows. They are bleeding money. Now, why are they not shutting it down yet? Nobody knows, all right? There's a reason for that. Maybe they are still waiting. Maybe there's a parent company or a different... It's complicated, right? It's a little bit complicated because it could be like one company could own 3 games, right? And if the 2 games are doing really, really well, they are willing to let one game bleed a little bit because the other 2 games can help cover costs for that one game that's not doing that well. Does it make sense? Now, I'm not aware of Higan. I'm not familiar with the company as a whole, but it is owned by Bilibili, right? So if it's by Bilibili and Bilibili has other games that's doing really, really well, maybe they are willing to, they are willing to have that, the other, like, I'm sure you guys know how this works, right? Like, if you have, like, let's say you are a restaurant owner, you own 2 branches of KFC, right? You own one KFC in the north, one KFC in the south, right? The south one is not doing that well, but the north one is doing really, really well. Maybe you're okay with it, right? You're okay with, okay, so if the north one can cover your cost for the south one, okay, that's fine, right? Sometimes it doesn't have to shut down, but I guess it depends, right? In most cases, it just makes sense. There's always going to be exception to the rule. We don't use the exception. Higan is an exception. Most companies, they just don't want to bleed money, all right? This is how it works. Because why would you want to bleed money? And how can you sustain it as a business, right? You just can't. Like, you can always bring the exception to the rule, and it's going to be that one guy that do it for a passion. Sure, you can do it for the passion, but at the end of the day, I think for most companies, most people that are involved in this is business for them, right? So if they gotta shut it down, they gotta shut it down, right? You can't expect them to, to keep bleeding money, right? At the end of the day, money is not infinite unless you are Disney. Disney has a lot of money. But other than that, so it is going to be how it is. The only option left is seeing a proper Black Clover RPG in the future. Now, what do I think of the game? Right? I think the game is fine, actually. When I played it back then, it was fine. Now, it is a little bit grindy. The game is, it is quite grindy. As far as I know, I did play it, and it's definitely one of the games that is kind of similar to Iterar Restart right now. Except for it's not PvP focused. I think it's a mixture of both PvP and PvE, and it's also carried by the IP, right? The Black Clover IP. So that's pretty much what it is, right? So a lot of these things, at the end of the day, the game does have its own issue, right? And a lot of the things that they have is a bit weird. For example, they sometimes have this 999 summons banner. Now, what is a 999 summons? Basically, you can re-roll 999 times. You can re-roll to get you the character that you want. But why would you not just give a selector? Why would you give... Sometimes I wonder why the developers don't just give a selector. Why do a 999 summons? I guess it sounds cool, it sounds insane, but it makes the game super grindy, like, overall. You can reroll 999 times, but like, who is going to do that, right? So I feel like sometimes just give a selector is better. And you can see that trickle into a lot of other decisions in the game, right? A lot of the things, the game literally has a daily that requires you to play the game for 120 minutes. to leave the game running for 120 minutes. So that means you need to on the game for 2 hours. I remember because I used to play that game on my phone, I will just leave my phone there running the game for 2 hours. I would make sure my screen don't turn off. I go to the settings of the screen, the display, make sure the screen like turns on, right? Because when it turns off, it don't count anymore. So that's also one of the, you know, all of this weird aspect that the game has. It makes the game super grindy, right? Now I don't know how is the game like recently because I haven't played the game you know, anytime soon, but again, all of this stuff is just inevitable when you can see all of the decisions that they make back then when I was playing the game. I still have 25k black crystals unused because of all these months of not a single banner dropping. I guess that was a sign, eh? Apparently, for a few months, there's no new banners that drop. It was just reruns and reruns and reruns. Probably that could be the sign as well. I at least want to use all of them before the game shut down. I can at least have some joy for all the free-to-play farming. Bring out some banners, thanks for everything. I was never more hyped for a release of a game than I was for this one. And didn't even make it to 2 years. What a waste of potential, but this is what happens when you focus on robbing your customers blind rather than giving them a quality product. Robbing your customers. Robbing. Damn. Glad you didn't get attached. I feel like the game actually is not bad, right? I can see some business decisions here and there that they make that is like a little bit questionable, but also like, I don't know, I feel like they just gotta change some systems here and there. I think the game will be good, but it's just, like I said, the management and the systems itself, it got a little bit too grindy. I guess they got greedy, right? They got greedy, so that's pretty much the only way to say it, right? The only relevant way to say it. Rob. Yeah, hopefully with that, that's pretty much what it is, right? Hopefully, you know, when this game shut down, a lot of Japanese gacha game companies are going to see this and be like, okay, this is going to be how it is. We are going to consider being very careful in the future, especially for IP gacha games. Actually, I'm not even sure if they make their return. Probably they did, right? So one more announcement is going to be for this particular one, everybody's favorite, DanMachi. Alright, everybody's favorite, which is also, I used to play this game as well. Alright, I used to play DanMachi Battle Chronicle. Okay, so apparently there are some speculation that this game is gonna EOS. For now, they haven't announced it yet, but you can see they said we will be making an important announcement regarding the future of the service on Monday. So it's a tease for a potential EOS. Now, what future could that be, right? So that's going to be how it is, right? No more picking up girls in the dungeon. I don't know what are they going to announce because they said future of the service. Future, right? Free EOS registration, teasing EOS. Details will be announced on official X and in-game. Now, DanMachi literally has the same. Let's see how well did this game do. How well did this game do? Let me see. So this is going to be for Black Clover. That's fine. That's fine. Where's DanMachi? Counter side. DanMachi is here, right? So it's barely earning 100k, right? 30,000 here, 20,000 here, iOS 40,000 here, 10,000 here. Yeah, this is like, server migration. I don't know, man. I don't know. So like, if any games are going to EOS, anything that is like less than 200,000, very likely, very likely, because like they're not making any money at that point, right? Yeah, that's going to be the problem. You tried that company, other games, it seems like they just asset swap different IP games. Or you mean the... they also make the... What's the other game again? Shoot, I forgot the title of the other game. Yeah, but they also make a few different games as well, right? I am aware of that. It's a Japanese company, right? But again, yeah, a lot of these games, they are just... They don't capture the market as much, right? Or a lot of audience are no longer interested in them. Counter-Strike is below 100k for so long. Counter-Strike is below 100k for so long, and yeah, it's just going to be a matter of time, right? It is just going to be a matter of time. I don't know if Counter-Strike is bleeding money or not, right? They are an independent company at the end of the day, but again, Does Counter-Strike also has Steam, right? So there's going to be a little bit of a factor to take into consideration there. Maybe it earn a lot from. I doubt it will earn a lot, right? But I think it earns some from there as well. But yeah, it's also going to be just before a matter of time. I think like games like this usually will last for a few. I will give Counter-Strike maybe 1 more year, right? I'll probably give it 1 more year, unless the other game, what is the other game that came out, Project Star or something, Star Savior, can save it. It's going to be difficult for them as well, because they're really not making anything, right? It's not like I want them to shut down. It's just they're really not making anything. Everybody in here knows, right?